Hi Leo, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your December 29th, 2020 full moon reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed and linked in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from your body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as you enter into this safe and loving space. Now let's let the bulls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Leo. How will Leo be affected by the December 29th, 2020 full moon? How will Leo be affected by the December 29th, 2020 full moon? How will Leo be affected by the December 29th, 2020 full moon? Angels and spirit guides. Ooh, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. Now let's see what your chakra energy will be for this time. Leo. How will Leo be affected by the December 29th, 2020 full moon? How will Leo be affected by the December 29th, 2020 full moon? How will Leo be affected by the December 29th, 2020 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. So we start off here with rebirth, which is the Earth Star Chakra located 6 inches below your feet. And we'll see how this all equates to the tarot in just a moment. Then we have flexibility, the Sacral Chakra. And we have soul healing. This is the Soul Star Chakra located 6 inches above your crown. The left-hand side is your inner self. The middle is your heart, your emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So we start off with the 9 of Pentacles. Then we have the Knight of Cups, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, which is having you very connected with the full moon on the 29th of December because it is the full moon in Cancer. You have the 3 of Swords, the 4 of Swords. I like that progression. The Queen of Water, it's beautiful. This moon definitely has a pull on your heart. The Page of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, strong connection with the new moon in Capricorn on the 17th of January. You then have the 10 of Cups, the 3 of Wands. I like the repeat of the number 3 right here. Divinity is definitely walking with you. The 2 of Cups, the King of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but you are definitely being the speaker of your truth. You know, you're embracing the warrior king mentality. It's like, this is my truth, this is my passion, this is my power, this is where I stand. You then have the Hermit come, which is Virgo energy, time frame of August 23rd to September 22nd. And then you have the 2 of Wands. The repeat of the number 2 here does show life, commitment, you know, this beauty coming in, this creative energy really coming forward. And so let's see here. We have soul's healing, we have flexibility, and we have rebirth. So especially here within your inner self, within, not your inner self, but within the public arena, you are seeing yourself reborn. And it's because of the inner healing that is going on. It's the inner alignment to what it is that you desire and where it is that you want to be. But there's a sense here of opening up your wings and saying, this is who I am. And no longer kind of apologizing for it, you know, not sitting there and saying, oh, I'm sorry, but like, you know, this is me. Or in that apologetic voice, it's like, no, this is who I am. This is what I do. This is how I move forward in my world. Maybe it won't be what I do forever, but it is who I am now. So there's a transformation going on here as you embrace your rooted self, as you look at what you plant within the soil of your creation, the soil of the energy that is around you, and you open up your wings and you fly to new heights. It brings you then to a flexibility of spirit and soul that you weren't having before. And it also comes within your heart. There is a sense here of embracing deeper wisdom than you have before, looking at things more openly, more honestly, more, you know, spiritually true. And you're going to find that with the sacral chakra is always a bit of a tricky one because there is a lot of negative energy from this life, from past lives, that settles in the sacral chakra. And it builds. It doesn't wash away. We usually just build up the pain, build up the hurt. So we're not as flexible as we once were, spiritually, personally, you know, physically. And we're not as flexible as we once were for ourselves, for the way that we need to look at things, for the way that we're moving forward. And so here you're looking at generational curses, which is a very dramatic way of saying the negativity that was spoken over you and spoken over your family line. There is a sense of, you know, past life self coming forward, lessons that needed to be learned or that need to be learned. And you're looking at them now and you're not sure exactly why they cause you so much upset and doubts and fears, but you know that they do. And so here it's like you're seeing that greater understanding. It's like, oh, well, that's why. It's sitting in meditation with yourself. It's learning that you're breaking through barriers and walls that once would have kept you held back because, oh, you know, we're just never successful people, or the oldest girl, the oldest boy, or, you know, whomever. We always get saddled with this, and this is just my lot in life, and it's never going to move forward. I'm never going to get to where it is that I want to be. Here's the thing, you are. You are, and there's flexibility and grace of spirit and soul that is really quite stunning. And it comes through breaking those barriers. You're going to see the walls that were put up around you, that others put up, but that also you put up yourself to say, oh, well, I can't stand that type of hurt, or I can't have that type of pain come forward, or, you know, that type of doubt be within my mind. But with the soul's healing, with the Earth Star chakra coming in, and your soul being healed and you being empowered, it's like, oh, oh, I can move forward that way. I can talk like that. I can have that opinion. I can embrace this strength. I can. And it's absolutely. And so what's beautiful about this moon here, Leo, is that the aspects of this moon all are showing up within your reading. You have the overarching you as a Leo, which is the full moon in Leo on the 28th of January. You have the water sign energy of Cancer coming through loud and clear in the Knight and in the Queen. And then you have the earth sign energy of Capricorn coming through, and you are a student, or as a student, as this way of learning and teaching and developing and growing. Because during this time, there's a surrendering to the divine that needs to happen. There's a sense of needing to lift the burdens off your shoulders and say, you know, maybe you take the wheel right now. Maybe you help me find where I stand and what I want and how I'm moving forward, because this is the moon of synchronicity. This is a moon that is showing an ending of a cycle. And it's not just a lunar cycle. It can be the cycle of the moon this year, because we began with Cancer and now we're ending with Cancer. And so here you surrender to the divine, you embrace the empowerment that it brings you. And it brings you to a place of personal issues reaching a resolution, personal issues coming and becoming resolved. And you sitting there and seeing things that had once held you back. You're like, no, that doesn't hold me back anymore. That doesn't have the same fear that it once did. This moon is in its element. You know, Cancer is ruled by the moon. So it's kind of like you're stepping into your skin. You're coming home. You're surrounded by the sacred feminine, which connects you more deeply to what is fundamentally and root-wise the most important thing to you. This is also taking care of your emotional well-being, being nurturing not only to everybody else, Leo, but also to yourself. And then this is saying trust your instincts, trust your intuition. You're going to be opening up doors you didn't even know were locked to you. And as you do this, you're absorbing and acquiring and requiring more information to come into your life, more knowledge, a greater kind of rooting of self and a greater understanding of what you desire. You become more introspective. You look at things so much more deeply, so much more powerfully. And this leads to time of great sympathy for everybody. So you're going to be looking at things. This is why I paused, because it's like the great sympathy comes in, but you're going to forget to be sympathetic to yourself. Now, this isn't wallowing in self-pity. This is looking at things and saying, I matter. You know, I count too. Because this is going to be a time where you're embracing sympathy, you're embracing compassion, you're embracing understanding, you're embracing, sacrifice. And you're going to sit there and think, well, I can't be selfish. It's not being selfish if you're taking care of yourself. And that's going to be something really important to know about this moon, because emotions do run high. And as emotions run high, we become aware of our feelings, but also we become aware of what everybody else needs from us. And either we can become very resentful, very angry, very frustrated. It's kind of like, oh, you can't do anything. Or we can sit there and become very kind of like pack mules, like just pile more and more on until I just fall over. And so both are extremes. And so you want to be very mindful of hitting these extremes. You want to stay in the middle where you're honoring the change that is around you. You're taking on your fair share of the responsibilities, but you're not taking on everything. And this leads you to feeling more powerful within yourself. This can also lead you to feeling nostalgic for a time when things were easier, for a time where you can kind of like, where things were just simpler, where you could be like, oh, well, the answer to A is B, and life kind of just went on this way. And then we move into the new moon in in Capricorn, which is on the 13th of January. And this brings forward new beginnings. This is a new start. It's coming. And you're going to see with this new moon in Cancer, your hard work is paying off, which is really what you want to know here, Leo. You want to know that your hard work is paying off, that your dedication means something, that you mean something. And you are going to find that your hard work really does pay off. It really does help you evolve and become. And it also helps you stand in your own truth, in the way that you need to move forward personally and spiritually as you open up doors, as you embrace a new horizon. And it leads you to the full moon in Leo. Don't let pride get in the way. Follow your truth and don't let pride trip you up, because there is a sense here that it will. It will take the first opportunity and it will pounce. So here, with the full moon in Leo, don't let pride get in the way. Don't let doubt and fear overrule you. Don't let your voice be robbed. Stand in your truth, stand in your passion, stand in your power, and let that move you forward. Because as you do so, you're embracing the owl spirit, which embraces the sacred feminine energy of this full moon in Cancer, which brings us again to that loving connection, but also to claiming a throne we thought was lost, which brings us to the owl spirit. And the owl spirit says, you see clearly now. And you do see clearly as you embrace the sacred feminine energy. And with the horse spirit, freedom is yours as you embrace the sacred masculine energy, as you step into your driving force, as you look at what has brought you to this point in your life. Like, where is it that you want to go? The balance of the tamed and the untamed and the wild side of ourselves. And as you embrace this, you also embrace strong emotional understanding, and you can embrace kind of pendulum swinging back and forth and back and forth. And as you do this, you find yourself embracing the strong sexual and also powerful energy of the sacred masculine that brings you to a place of making the decisions, of kind of like making the tougher decisions, of sitting there and saying, this is what I need to do, this is how I need to move forward, can't think about it too much, let's go. And then it brings you to the owl spirit, which is like, you see clearly now, you are highly intuitive, you are highly connected to the energy around you. You can see what other people can't, but do note that because this spirit animal is for not only December, but also for January, people are also seeing what others cannot. But they're going to be seeing it through their lens. They're going to be seeing it through their eyes, which is totally cool and totally fine, but it can differ from what you are seeing and how you are seeing yourself move forward. And so you are looking now deeper, and you're looking behind the deceits, you're looking behind the masks. And as you do so, you find yourself embracing the transformation that you thought you would deny. You thought like, oh no, that's not for me. But you're going to find yourself moving forward and being like, oh wow, I feel like I came home. Because that's the energy that's around the full moon in Cancer. It's like, I feel like I came home. I feel like I've done the right thing. I feel like I can move forward with pride of self and power of purpose. And the owl spirit also has us and makes us take the time to embrace the shadows, to look at the shadows, to see the wisdom in the silence, to, not hold on to everybody else's truth, but forget our own. It's like we hold on to our truth, and we are no longer dealing and delaying with lies and with other people's fabrications. And you're embracing your spiritual perspective on life. You're embracing your spiritual truth and that spiritual understanding. And so as you do so, as you step into January, it really does take your breath away. And it does have you kind of needing to take this time out, that the bear spirit says, because you're grounding yourself in force and in strength, in determination, in this fierce protectiveness. And as you do so, you're challenging your confidence. You're pushing outside of your comfort zone. And you are embracing the symbol of healing through solitude, through meditation, through rest, which is exactly the opposite of what you think the bear would be. It'd be like, go after it. It's this big, terrifying creature. Can't you just go after and get what it is that you want? It's like, no, you have to reserve your energy. You have to look at things and be wise. And so here, as you're looking at things, as you're being wise, as you're contemplating and gaining greater understanding, the Nine of Pentacles brings you prosperity. The Nine of Pentacles brings you wealth and brings you understanding, but also lets you know that there is going to be hard work ahead for the harvest to remain, for the harvest to keep on pulling you forward. And so here it's a reveling in that time before the hard work begins again, before everything needs your attention and you're pulled in 18 million different ways. So this is also saying for you here, Leo, take time to honor and respect yourself before you get pulled into all those different directions and you don't know which way to go. And you sit there and you can trust the wrong people because they will have the honeyed words. They will have this way of being around you and making you feel important and cared for and, just like, oh wow, this is what I've been waiting for. But if you have that feeling around the person, and especially if it's romantically, give it time. It doesn't mean that you have to wait forever, but it means give it time before you guys rush into anything, because you're going to learn a lot about that person as time goes on. Yeah, and there's going to be something more difficult that kind of comes up that needs to be addressed. And it brings you to being a protector of your heart. It's kind of like, I'm moving forward in my prosperity. I'm moving forward in my truth. I am gaining independence that you might have not thought you would have, Leo, or you've always wanted and, aren't quite sure about. And this is bringing you to listening to even the smallest voices that have the biggest news for you, that have the biggest way of moving you forward. And you are slowly and steadily moving in your truth, in your greater understanding, in what it is that drives you, that pushes you, that brings you that, it's like brings you that heart truth, that brings you that warm, comforting, brilliance. And also here, with not letting pride get in your way, don't sit there, because there are going to be you Geminis. There are going to be you Leos that have these winds coming in. And it can be around the Gemini energy, or there can be duality to it, which is why this energy can be coming up. And I'm pointing here to the king of air, because air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, comes forward. And so here, there can be the sense of kind of like proving something. You're not proving it to anybody else. You're proving it to yourself that I can win. You're proving it to yourself that I can always be number one. And so here, you're going to be looking at that because that's going to be something that trips you up during this time. And it's like, why? Why? What do I have to prove to myself? What pains do I need to release from my life? What do I need to give honor to that has been holding me back for too long, that I've been denying, that I've been sitting there and saying I'm fine when I am absolutely not? And so here it's a release of the hurts, the pains, the disappointments, the angers, the upsets that have controlled your life for just too long. They just have. And it brings you then to a paying homage to everything that you have been through. It's like, wow, I didn't realize this was so intense. I didn't realize that I've been through so much, or I didn't realize that my family has been through so much. And now I have a greater understanding, a greater truth, because you're honoring every single thing that you've been through. You're honoring every single choice that you have made, even though in hindsight, you might know, wow, that's not right at all. But there's this honor, there's this compassionate understanding that present you has for past you that is going to be exquisite. And it leads you to the Queen of Water. The Queen of Water is, again, cup sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is a person, cup sign, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. There we go. I just listed fire sign energy, which is silly. So here, there is a sense of opening the heart to love, opening the heart to what it is that you desire, and to know that I am walking in love. I am walking in peace. I am walking in greater understanding of me. I don't know if it was Gandhi or if it was Mother Teresa who said, write world peace on your shoes, on the bottom of your shoes, so that every step you take brings you one step closer to world peace. And that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting here from the Queen of Cups, which I know is quite intense. But as you are defending your heart and as you're looking at things and searching for things in the outside world, and just as the type of person you are, Leo, internally, you have this loving, caring voice around you. You have this person who says, look at your own lane. Because if you start looking at how everybody else is running the race, you will trip yourself up. You will start to doubt. You will start to fear. You will start not to be able to move forward the way that you want to. And so here, with the Queen of Cups, there's an opening of yourself. There's a sensing. There's a seeing. There's a sense of this beautiful, warm, loving energy being a part of you. And it makes you into a student. And you're going to see that, especially until we get to the 13th of January. You're going to see that you are very much the student. You're very much the looker. You're very much the questioner. You're very much the person who wants to have all the answers and all the sides of the story. And it can be very frustrating when you don't. But what you're doing here is you're building this greater understanding. You're building this greater wealth of truth that can be dipped into no matter what situations you are in life. And Lord knows that you're going to be tested, that your temper is going to be tested, your patience are going to be tested, everything like that, just through simple living, gets tested each and every day. And because you are a student of your prosperity, because you are the student of the wealth that you want to bring within your life, because you are a student of how do I move forward now that I've done X, Y, and Z, it then brings you to the happy family, because it's through asking all the questions that you see what it is that you truly desire, what it is that you truly want. You bubble it down, and you bubble it down, and you bubble it down until you have that purity left. And that's what you're following here. You're embracing what you love. You're looking at what you don't love. You're looking at everything in between. And it's like, this is my purpose. This is my truth. This is my heart. This is most powerfully my soul. And there's a blessing of love around it if you can open up that door, if you can pass through what has been holding you back. Because the Three of Wands is really saying here that success is on your side, that there is bounty and brilliance and beauty and abundance waiting for you. It's time to claim it. It's time to look at the new horizon. It's time to say, okay, well, that didn't work, but I can still have my dream and do it this way. And that's what you're really doing here. It's like, okay, I can do this. And it brings you to the Two of Cups. It brings you to the Minor Arcana Lover's card. And it's like, it's this love, it's this passion, it's a respect, it's a mutual understanding. It's beautiful. And that's what you're embracing here. You're embracing the beauty. You're not looking at it and saying, oh, well, they're goldfish. They won't have, years upon years together. But what you are looking at is you're saying, this moment, this now, this is my choice. And it's a powerful choice that I'm choosing to move forward in my heart. That I am choosing to embrace my greater soul. And it brings you to becoming a warrior of the mind. It brings you to looking at things from a multitude of different angles. Now, of course, the King of Swords is going to be much more analytical, but the swords are weapons. And what's so cool about being born under the swords is that it's the only weapon in the tarot. You can sit there and say, okay, well, with a cup you can pour scalding water on a person. With fire you can burn that person, or you can use it as a staff and fight. But the sword only has the purpose of fighting, of defending, of carving out a path in the world. And that's what we do within our minds. We carve out our path. We move ourselves forward. And you have the gifts now of angels by your side. You have the sense of a connectivity that was never had before. It's like a sisterhood, a brotherhood, a sense of feeling like you're stepping into your own truth. And as you do this, you cut through the doubts, the fears, the negativities, the upsets, the upheavals, the chaos. And you see yourself move forward. And you see yourself being able to unlock the key that has held you back. Unlock the doubts, the fears, the angers, the negativity that has kept you from walking through into your dream, into what it is that your heart desires, into what you have locked away in the recesses of your mind and said, oh no, not today. Oh, I can't be seen as so silly, or that could never happen. It's let yourself be open to the best of the universe. The best that the universe has to offer you is coming forward. And live each day as if you are receiving it. Because there is beauty and prosperity and power here that is amazing. And it brings you to the Two of Wands. It brings you to a moving forward in passion, in understanding, a sense of knowing that there's something greater out there for you, and being curious to see what the heck it is. So now let's see what the moon has to say. How will Leo be affected by the December 29th, 2020 full moon? How will Leo be affected by the December 29th, 2020 full moon? How will Leo be affected by the December 29th, 2020 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels. Oh, fantastic. So I did them all with the Queen of the Moon cards, which usually I do half and half. So let's see here. Let's layer. We have protection, focus, creation, change, gratitude, growth, action, assessing, truth. So what's cool here is you have protection as you focus on what it is that you are creating in your life. So in your inner self, it's as the wealth and prosperity comes in, as you start to see your hard work paying off, and as you start to defend what you hold most to your heart, to your soul, to yourself, as you find guidance from even the littlest of people, it becomes the mightiest path. And you don't leave it behind, because we never truly leave behind our scars. But you look at them and you say, no, you don't get to rule me. You don't get to, take away what I've rightfully earned. And so here, there's a sense of looking at the nightmares, looking at the doubts, the fears, the angers, the upsets, and calling them out. And then paying homage to everything that you have done and all the ways that you have moved forward. it brings you then to changes coming in, and gratitude being such a part of you as you grow. So the changes coming makes perfect sense. You find yourself a student of prosperity. You find yourself learning and understanding and taking in knowledge and better comprehending things. This would be a great time if you wanted to get some extra certifications going on. If you wanted time to kind of train your mind for something, this is the time to do it, because the heart is in it completely. There's something here. I see it like going back to school, or starting a new job, or looking for a different career, or it's something here where there's been a shift in the way that you see things, and it's like, oh, now I'm moving forward. Now I'm going after this, and it brings you that prosperity and that love through the gratitude of who it is that you are, and this changes the game as you move forward, and then you grow. You grow as you see the horizon. You grow as you do what you had never expected doing. It brings you then to action, assessing, and truth. Taking action because you have healed, because you have focused on what it is that you love and what it is that you need and the way that you move forward. And then here, assessing. You always assess a situation before you charge into it, before you go after, what it is that you want. But you have this assessing and this action kind of intertwining at the same time, where a part of you is going to be like, screw this, I'm just going to go after it, and, the consequences will come later. The other side of you is going to say, be more prudent. And I would have to agree with the other side of you, unless there's something really, really, really amazingly huge on the other side. Okay? Go with your gut understanding, because there's a power to you, there's a beauty to you that is helping you to embrace your truth. It's helping you to settle unresolved issues that have come in before. It can be from generational curses. It can be from, past life trauma dramas or this life trauma dramas. And you're looking at things and you're finding that key that opens up that door to your truth. And you start to see that your heart opens. And it's because of trust. It's because the world opens to you. And you're like, oh, I can do this, because you can. So let's see here. How will Leo be affected by the December 29th, 2020 full moon? How will Leo be affected by the December 29th, 2020 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels. And just for a little bit of a different voice from the moon, we have the new moon in Leo. Confidence is the key to success. So you are definitely shining through. You have yourself here being the full moon on the 28th of January. And now here in your inner self, you're crowned by being the king of your existence. The full moon is in Leo. You are good enough, and it's time to take action. That makes sense. Your dreams need a practical plan. Nothing is set in stone. It's a time to heal. There's time to release negative energy, a time to give rather than to receive. You're very close to achieving your goals. So here we start with the essence of you. There's power, there's confidence. It says confidence is your key to success, but don't let pride overflow that confidence. Don't let pride get in the way of genuine, beautiful confidence. It brings you then to the full moon in Virgo, which says here, you are good enough. And at first, I always thought that was so trite to say to somebody, you are good enough. And now I'm seeing it. It's like, you're enough, just as you are. Where you are right now, it is enough. And it's time to honor that within you. as you give your dreams practical plans, as you see yourself moving forward. And you know nothing is set in stone. As you give with gratitude, as you, this is guard here, as you have this love, this joy come into your life, or you work things so that you know that love and joy and prosperity are coming in. It brings you then, you take action because it is time to heal. And this is where the growth comes from. And this is where the new horizons come from, because you're having a conversation with yourself that you never had before. It brings you to the full moon in Scorpio. It's time to release negativity. As you take action, as you dance, as you embrace your truth, as you heal, and as you become a warrior of knowledge. It leads you. Oh, I love that you have the double Virgo, and you have the full moon in Virgo here. So not the full moon in Virgo, Virgo in the public arena. So here, Virgo comes through astoundingly strongly for you. It's time to give rather than to take. It's time to remember the beauty of things without always having to get it yourself. And that's going to be so important. And that's what happens when you're assessing things. You want to see how people interact with one another and why. And then you're very close to achieving your goals over your truth, over the two of fire. You're very close to achieving your goals. And you will be moving forward in a way that you hadn't anticipated. So let's see what your subconscious messages are. So we're going to start here with your subconscious Luna message, which is the new moon in Gemini. Communication is key. It really is. Communicating, making sure you're on the same wavelength, listening to the person when they talk, that is going to be key. It brings you then to the Queen of the Moon, resilience. You carry the world tree on your back, and you are strong enough and resilient enough to know it's not yet time to plant your tree of knowledge and wisdom. You still need it. It brings you then to your subconscious chakra message, which is holistic health, the root chakra. You are embracing your health, your well-being, your centeredness, and your beauty. You are going to find that things aren't always what they appear. But the holistic health is saying, go deeper. See what is right for you. See what fits you. See what works for you. And embrace it. Embrace it even though it might be different. And then we have your subconscious tarot message, which is the Queen of Fire. This is you. This is you coming through, and you have the King right here. No, you don't. Do you have the King? No, you don't have the King. I do apologize. But you have the sense with the Leo energy. You have the sense of a kingly bearing to you. And now you have the Queen coming forward with you. And this is a sense of true love, of passion, of power, of brilliance, of beauty. And it comes because you are walking in your element. And the beauty of your truth guides you in a way that you hadn't anticipated. All right, Leo. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy. As you grab the bull by the horns, as you take life by surprise, and as life also takes you by surprise. For there's a great, elegant dance that you two have that is exquisite. And so here, instead of fighting, listen, because you're going to get a kernel, if not a whole bunch, of really profound advice. Yeah, and you're going to see yourself transforming because of it. All right, Leo, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as you move yourself forward. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Leo, and may you have a blessed moon.